places in Wellingborough that you can actually see live bands days. It has had a bit of a boost recently.
And in what you were saying earlier on about the industry changing, I think the music industry is pretty much dead, to be honest with you.
For years, it went through a dip where live music wasn't really fashionable, and it carried on trying to put live events on at the weekends.
So you kept playing us.
Exactly, they kept paying us for some reason. But regardless of the trend of the time, they're always putting on live music. We met here, and it was a love story that has never ended.
For the ages, bro. When I first moved here, this is the first place I ever played, and I was absolutely cacking my pants.
The three of us formed a band literally from meeting down here. We didn't know each other beforehand. We met down here nice. Playing on acoustic nights, and we said, you're a good singer, let's do some stuff.
Let's do some music. So this place has inspired that.
Yeah.
That's a good thing about this place.
The Horseshoe in Wellingborough is just amazing for promoting music. They do the open mic night every Wednesday. Nick and Debs, who own the pub, they completely support live music. Almost every Saturday they have a band on, and me and Nicola are here pretty much every Wednesday, and nearly every other day after that, just because we love the people that come in here.
I think the state of live music is great. I think it's a really healthy scene, and people are able to get their stuff out there on the internet. There's almost almost cuts out the necessity to have a record deal these days. If you put your things out there, and if they're good enough, people will catch on to them. However, I suppose the flip side of that is that because there's so much stuff out there, it makes it harder and harder for people to wade through it. But I think it's healthy. I think in terms of putting gigs on, there's different ways to promote those gigs now through social media. But you've got the problem where people are a bit more housebound these days for one reason or another.
I think the live music scene is much better than it was before, because it's shifted now. It's not in the charts so much. We haven't got bands in the charts anymore, which I view almost as, on one side, as a good thing, because if you want to see a live band, you've got to get out of your house and go see it.
The great thing about the Horseshoe is I've been on the music scene for a long time, and about 10 years ago it all died off around here, and a lot of my friends that were into the scene, they've all moved away, gone down to Brighton, London, etc. to try and hit the big time, as it were, and the Horseshoe is getting people in on a Wednesday night so that they can practice the acoustic stuff and play it out there. We get new bands on a Saturday night, and everyone just gets together and has a bloody good time.
Like you said a minute ago, there's very few places that have live music playing. So to have a place that has it continuously 2 days a week minimum, sometimes 3 when they have a Friday and Saturday band, is rare to find in such a small town, and have such a continuous crowd come in. That's brilliant. Over such a longevity as well. They've been here 10 years.
When we started this 10 years ago, it was a case of let's see what happens.
Yeah, totally.
And what have we seen? How many people have we seen come through who have grown and developed and learnt stagecraft, learnt what to do, what not to do from these nights where they come in and they just, here you go, get up there, do your thing, and it's just fantastic. I mean, how many bands have we seen form out of this?
No, Nick's brilliant at the acoustic nights. It's amazing, and they're both such a team that they get people from all over playing. During the weekends, especially on Saturday nights, they always have a great range of live music, live bands. They'll pretty much take anybody that they know is good, and like it gets such a crowd in, and there's such nice people here. That it just feels welcoming when you walk in, and from working here, like when I was a barmaid, seeing the live music made me want to do it.
The trouble with around here at the moment is a lot of the big venues have closed down, or they're not being used for the purpose they're meant to be, like the Roadmender, for example, which for a long time didn't play local bands. They'd get people in from outside, so it's very, very difficult being a band or a musician trying to break through locally. A lot of them end up having to move away again, go to other places to get recognised, and Wellingborough's become a bit of a cultural abyss. There's not many places doing live music. Those that do, they don't really have the space for it, they don't have the support for it, they don't advertise it, and they don't support it enough. There are some guys out there at the moment that are promoting nights, they are dragging in new acts, they are dragging in new people, and they are pushing forward on the music, and I think that's a fantastic thing.
As I say, this promoted music, it's definitely in this town, just by its continued commitment to it. Just giving people a platform. I know so many people that have come through here, that have come down from the acoustic night and moved on.
Having a place for those musicians to go is critical, really. And I think before Nick and Debs came to the Horseshoe, you know, there was places putting on live music in the town, but there wasn't anywhere taking it seriously. You know, it would be almost an afterthought. You know, they'd get a band in because they thought that a band might bring a few followers in, but then they just stick the band next to the fruit machine and go, right, you've got that much space to play in. Whereas, you know, Nick and Debs got here and they saw that big area there where there was a pool table, and they went, right, that's the stage, you know, and we'll put a PA there, and it will be, you know, and they've turned it into a proper music venue, and that's the difference, I think. That's what they've brought to the town, you know, a proper place. And once you start taking that sort of thing seriously, then that's where all the musicians will go. And before you know it, you've got bands forming and all sorts of things happening off the back of that. You know.
Absolutely.
There's always a happy, smiley face.
Everything she pretty much said.
Love this place.
So, the Horseshoe.